Today we're going to talk about for loops, and we're going to start off just with a I'll get this centered here. We're going to start off by inserting a module, and we're just going to call this one testing for loops. And just kind of as a reminder, there are some different variables that we use in our for loops. I'm going to put a basic for loop on here without declaring any variables, and then I'm going to go through and restructure it so that it includes variables and show you how we might use it. But remember, for x equals, and then the number that you want to start at, to the number that you want to stop at. Step, this is optional, but this tells you how many or how big the increment's going to be. In this case, where we have step 1, the increment is going to be from 1 to 10. So we're going to hit every number between 1 and 10. And at the very end, the closing statement is next x. So basically, as the code executes, every time it hits next x, it increments according to the number on the step, the counter variable, the x here. So if we were to run through this, I'm going to add a watch down here at the bottom. We hit debug, we're going to hit add watch, and I want x. So as we go through this, watch the x down here. I'm going to press F8 and execute. X is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now notice on the very last time, it's going to go to 11, and then it's going to drop out. Basically what's happening, this functions like an if statement, and basically says continue and go to the inside of this loop if the value in x is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 10. So we're going to stop that. Now we're going to add a message box here, and we're just going to have it give us the value. So that as we run through here, we can see it goes through, x is 1, and it's going to give us 1. And now x is 2, and it's going to give us 2, 3, and so on. Finally, x is 11, but it doesn't go back in. And we're done. So the x after the next, or the name of the variable after the next, is optional, and the step is also optional. If you want to use it, you can. If not, it defaults to 1. If I were to say step 5 or something like that, as I go through, it's 1. Then it's going to add 5 to it, so now it's 6. And it's going to add 5 to it, and now it's 11, so it doesn't fit in the range anymore, and so it's done. I'm just going to take it off, and we'll go with the default of 1. So now I'm going to insert some variables here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here into Excel, and I'm just going to list out all my brothers and sisters. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. Oh, got one out of order there. So, there are 10 kids in the family. I'm going to have it read starting in column A, row 1, and I'm going to have it read down to the next row, the next row, the next row, the next row, all the way down for 11 rows. Now you use a for loop when you know how many times you're going to loop. In this case, I know I'm going to loop 11 times. So I'm going to say current row. This is going to be the variable that I use to keep track of what row I'm on. I'm going to use current sibling, I don't know if I spelled that right, as and I'm going to declare this one as a string. And this will hold the sibling's name, and I'm going to include num of siblings as an integer. So as we come in here, current row I'm not going to declare a value to, because it's going to be what I replace x with. So I'm going to copy that and that. That's the row that I'm going to be on. Now the number of siblings is my max that I'm going to go to here. However, I need to set a value, so there are 11 siblings, so I'm going to set that there. So now, as I go through, I'm not going to see much different, except I'm going to I'm on row 1, and I'm on row 2, and 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. Now notice that the selection hasn't changed because that's where I've selected. This is telling me that row 11 was the one that it was reading. So now if I want to get a value from row 11, I'm going to leave message box there, and I'm going to say cells. Notice when I open the parenthesis, it's going to tell me the first thing that it's expecting is a row index or a row number. The next thing that it's expecting is a column index or a column number. In this case, the column's not going to change, so I'm just going to use column 1, and then I'm going to say give me the value. So what this is going to do is going to give me the value in cell, whatever row I'm on, column 1. So as we go through this, what we're going to see is Wendy is row 1, column 1. Rob is row 2, column 1. And so on through all of the siblings. And we're done. Okay, now if I wanted to store the value somewhere, then I would just take current sibling and set it equal to there. So now I can take whatever is on or in this cell and put it in this variable. So I'm going to just add a watch here. That was just a right click. It'll be down here, and you'll see the value of the current sibling I'm on as I go through. So first of all, it's blank. Now it is Wendy, Rob, Roger, Julie, Stephanie, Kanani, Ipo, Isaac, Peter, John, and Richard. And now it's done. Notice X is out of context because I don't have the variable X here anymore, so I can delete that one from my watch. Now, I can also do things. I'm going to change this, and I'm going to delete the siblings as I go. So what's going to happen is I execute this, it's going to start here, and it's going to go down and delete. So I'm just going to change this just a little bit. And I'm going to say I want to set whatever's on the right side is what I'm going to put here. So I'm going to put empty. It's a keyword. Indicates I want to take whatever's in that cell and make it empty. So now as I go through, you'll be able to see that that one disappears, and each of the siblings one by one disappears until we get all the way done, and then we stop.